YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here. Hey, guess what? I fixed all the memes on my broadcaster thing again, so we've got all kinds of good stuff. Listen in for a sec. Well, here, let's turn this off so you can see what's going on in the battle. Let's talk through the battle, and then I'll show you the memes later on, actually, so we don't miss anything. So we got Glade Riders with Hagbane tips. Now, that's an interesting choice. It'll poison pursuing units and make it hard for them to catch them. Not going to do a lot against the... Yeah, these guys don't have a lot of armor, actually. So the Hagbane tips, interesting choice here. They're actually going to get caught by the Feral Manticore. They better get the heck out of there. The terror is going to be real here. So the Hagbane tips being pulled away, and then over here there's some Hawk Riders as well. So 2 Glade Riders with Hagbane tips, a Hawk Rider. We've got a Glady on the Dragon who's going to have to be very careful here. She's getting Spirit Leeched already. And then the main Elf Infantry is hidden off over here to the side. There's 4 Eternal Guard War Dancers with some pretty sturdy upgrades there. And then 2 Glade Guards with Starfire Shafts. Interesting army, and there's that Branch Wraith down here as well, and the spells, looks like Earthblood, maybe, and one other that I didn't quite catch, but look at this, the damage to the enemy Lord here. The Lord got a little bit too hasty here. He definitely does not want to engage a Forest Dragon, not without the support of his Manticores, and his Manticores are busy trying to chase down Hagbane tips, and it leaves the Lord in a very bad shape. It's a Lord Death. Chaos Lord, so yeah, he's gonna get wrecked. This is definitely not the place where he wants to be. Wonder why the Glady's pulling back. I mean, definitely a fight. Maybe she's pulling back to fire while he was under the prey of Aneth Rayma. I'm not exactly sure. So this Manticore wastes a lot of time, does kill quite a few Glade Riders, but there's still quite a few left. So the Manticore are busy chasing all the skirmish units. There's 2 Chaos Warriors, 3 Chaos Warriors in the front line with steady upgrades, 2 Warriors with Halberds, again with sturdy upgrades, a couple of Warriors with great weapons in the back, and then 3 Aspiring Champions to support. Is there any other spells? Yeah, we've got Purple Sun, which could be an interesting one if the elves were to blob up enough. I find that Purple Sun is probably better against the dwarves, but it can be useful against any targets if you get them blobbed up enough. Yeah, those Starfire Shafts are going to wreak havoc. This is not the place where a Feral Manticore wants to be. You have to be very careful approaching stuff like this in a Wood Elf build because you never know when you're going to get hit with the prey of Aneth Rayma or pulled into a really bad fight. So the potion's going to have to be used on the Glady because of the consistent Spirit Leeching. There is the Purple Sun of Zerus. It was not an overcast though, as it ended pretty quickly. Interesting. Didn't do a whole lot, and it ended pretty quick. The Chaos Lord's going to dive into these Glade Riders, but he really needs to just get away from those things. They are just going to bog him down and cause unnecessary damage. The Manticores almost don't know where to go, and the Hawk Riders are firing at them. The Glady's been firing. The Starfire Shafts are firing. And here comes the Chaos Infantry. It's going to have to try and cut its way through a lot of Wood Elf Infantry. These War Dancers are going to do very little against this Chaos Infantry because the Chaos Infantry is well armored. Very well armored, and it's kind of odd, like they're just like all pushing for this flank instead of getting some attack orders here. There they go. Now they've got different attack orders coming in. So the Manticores are being dealt with slowly but surely as the Glady just kind of retreats and pulls them around through skirmisher fire and then charges them with Hawk Riders. So that'll work. The Chaos Lord does get the Glade Riders out, but the Chaos Lord isn't anywhere near the fight for support. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, that Arrows of Kurnos is going to be good. That was a pretty good one. So that Manticore has been mostly dealt with. This one is mostly dead as well, so both Feral Manticore not in good shape, and the Chaos Lord out here is going to be in trouble if the Glady gets within skirmish range, which won't be hard for her to do. And at this point, the remaining Feral Manticore is getting mobbed by Hawk Riders. And then as we watch the infantry fight, if the Branch Wraith can heal the Elf Infantry, it will certainly help. But you can see that the Chaos Infantry taking very little damage other than this Warrior with Halberd over here. I'm not sure what killed the Warriors with Halberds. But yeah, Aspiring Champions, not a lot of damage coming in for the Chaos Infantry, but they're not getting a ton of kills in return. They're doing okay. The Glade Rider's going to get over in the back and start firing. That'll be good, but they're almost out of ammo. So I don't think that their impact is going to be all that massive. But this is going to be a big deal here. The Chaos Lord gets pinned by the Prey of Anathema. He's going to rout. A single shot from the Glady here should bring him out of the sky. Yep, there we go. So, it was nice knowing you, Chaos Lord. Nice knowing you, buddy. Welcome to Marbad's tomb. At least the burial fee will be relatively low. So, with the loss of their lord, I think the Chaos troops are going to suffer some leadership issues, especially if the dragon can get a rear charge. But you can see in the center, a few of the Chaos warriors taking a lot of damage here, probably from the Glade, the Glade Guard. I think we had another Prey of Anathema there. The Glady's in pretty rough shape, but if she can rear charge, and none of these Chaos units are going to be immune to. I don't think that any of them are going to be immune to psychology. Yep, that's what I would do there. So here comes the rear charge. Should induce terror, because the leadership will be low from not having a lord. There it is. Yep, so terror broke the entire flank all at once. This is one of Chaos's huge weaknesses. Huge weakness for Chaos. War Dancers are immune to psychology. Eternal Guard are not. So another interesting spell that could have been used here from the Lore of Death would have been something like Aspect of Dread Knight, which could have tried to induce terror with a bit of rear charging. But the dragon basically just cleaned up this entire flank, which means that Chaos is pretty much finished. The Branch Wraith causes fear. It's not terror, but the rear charge here with fear and the army losses mounting, the Branch Wraith should be actually able to finish this off. It's pretty nice for the Branch Wraith to be able to cause fear like that. In a campaign especially, the Branch Wraith could be a pretty decent melee character as well. You can get a bunch of upgrades and weapons and potions and all that stuff, and you can make the Branch Wraith pretty dang good. Let's end this replay and let's go load up another one, but while we're in between, hey, let me show you some of these. So I got all the audio memes reloaded.
Shameful display!
Ooh, that's pretty loud. May have to turn that one down. We got Shameful Display.
Victory is assured, sir!
Redneck Victory. I've got Gorbel still for whenever we're going to do streaming stuff, so I can pop him up on the screen. And then this is a new one.
We start with smashing that flouncy human!
I like that one. That's a good Goblin one. How about this one?
Let's go, lads! To war!
Right. So we got the Wah there for when we're playing as Greenskins. And I like this one too.
This action does not have my consent.
Figure that one will be fun in campaign sometimes whenever the AI does something I don't like. And yes, we will be playing a Norska campaign as soon as it comes out. Some of you may be asking, Air, what's going to happen with your Beastmen campaign? I am going to take a chance to try and play a campaign back to close to where we were. And we'll do that. Let's actually watch this Bretonnia versus Beastmen battle too. I have no idea if it's any good, but I haven't seen Bretonnia play Beastmen a lot, and I kind of want to see it. So, in any case, yeah, we're going to be playing a Norska campaign. The Beastmen campaign, I will try and replay a new one and get it close to where I was so that there'll be some closure for it, but it's going to be a little ways down the road because it's going to take me quite a bit of time to get it there, but I will work on it, like I said, because I want to create some closure. Let's see this. Now, this is interesting. Bretonnia's going to do some defensive geometry here, using the rocks to their advantage. Looks like there's a field trebuchet. Not going to do a whole lot to the Beastmen. Kind of an interesting pick, but this Beastmen army does have a ton of infantry. So, at least the field trebuchet has something to shoot at. Let's take it out. A couple of Peg Knights. Lewin here, Sword of Couronne could be brutal. Just a bunch of men-at-arms over here, and those guys are going to have to watch out. Beastmen infantry are going to do a number on them. There's some pole arms over here, and then otherwise just a crapload of peasant archers and men-at-arms to do the defense. So the defensive geometry is going to set up here using the terrain. And the Beastmen, in terms of skirmishers, definitely will have to watch out. The peasant archers are going to have them massively outshot. But if the Ungor Raiders can kind of draw a bit of fire for a second and time it right with the Harpies coming in, the Harpies could disrupt a lot of archers. And there's some Chaos Warhounds with poison over here too, where if they could wait until the Peg Knights are busy and sneak through here and get into these archers, freaking Windows is trying to restart on me. Sorry. Yeah, if they could sneak through there and get to these archers and the artillery, that'd be great. But yeah, those fire arrows, it's going to do some damage. Here comes the Harpies. definitely not a bad way to use the Harpies here. They should get some destruction done, but Lewin's going to drop down immediately, so these Harpies will probably die pretty quickly. It did give the Ungor Raiders a chance to get in position and start returning fire. Look at that, the Harpies actually have one unit about to break, but the Harpies are going to break. Ooh, Centaurs with great weapons, and yeah, the Pegasus Knights are going to catch them, though, because those guys are so dang fast. They should have stayed closer to their infantry, so pulling away from those guys is smart. Here's the other ones around back. So Harpies did a good job. They got some kills. They got the Ungor Raiders into range without being the only target. Some of the Gore herds have already routed in the face of the polearms, which is kind of surprising, to be honest. And there's no way through over here. The Bretonnian has kind of clogged up the backfield. And over here, instead of going after the archers, the Centaurs and Warhounds went after the men-at-arms, which was a big mistake. These archers would have been the primary target for sure. Wrapping them up would have made a big difference, because right now this blob is just soaking up flaming archer fire, and it is bad news. Yeah, they need to get through these men-at-arms, but it's too late now. The Pegasus Knights have caught on to this. No, the Pegasus Knights, one of them turned around at least, so the Centaurs are still going to get over here and cause intense damage. The Poison Warhounds need to get over here into the artillery. They could eat up that artillery in a big, big hurry. And the Centaurs need to kill absolutely as many of these archers as they can. Just push on over here. Yeah, those Warhounds really need to get over here. And they need to do it fast. Malagor has moved up. He's using Devolve, which shouldn't do a whole lot to Pegasus Knights. Lewin is out here wrapping up some spears and archers, and he should be able to easily do so. Yeah, these Warhounds stuck around too long, and now the Pegasus Knights are killing all of them. They should have moved faster, and they could have broken up some of this, but the Beastmen have gotten through the first line of Bretonnians here, but this flank of Bretonnians is just now being engaged. The polearms are pretty defensive, but probably not a great matchup here. Mantle of Gahork here, buffing up some of the Gore herds, and it does give them some insane attack. But it also takes away armor. They don't have much armor to begin with. There's a Vile Tide busting up a men-at-arms. And then the Centaurs with great weapons get through back here, so doing some good damage. They need to just push, push, push. Get into those archers. Yeah, there's a Spearman coming back here too. I don't know why I'm rooting for the Beastmen here, but I kind of am. So Lewin's actually taking down Malagor right now and having an easy time of it. Devolve again over here for the Beastmen. It's not going to do a whole lot to the Pegasus Knights, and it didn't hit the archers, which is too bad for the Beastmen. Yep, so Malagor is going to get canned, but the Bretonnian infantry is getting absolutely savaged at the hands of the Beastmen, and this is not entirely surprising because the Bretonnian infantry here was just peasants, and they're up against Bestigor and Gore herds and all kinds of stuff, and they are just, this is not going to be the kind of fight they want to be involved in. One of the Pegasus Knights is going to go bye-bye, I think, here. The other Pegasus Knight has 102 kills and is still fairly healthy. But let's see what happens. I still think this could be close because Lewin can heal so much, and the Pegasus Knights, along with Lewin, should be able to put down some pretty painful charges. These men-at-arms probably going to break. No, they're going to stabilize because Lewin comes in. Does he have the Sword of Couronne? He does, I believe. If he could get a well-timed Sword of Couronne here, but the Pegasus Knights, the longer they stay in melee combat, the worse off they are, and they're getting hit by archers now. I'm not quite sure how Bretonnia pulls themselves out of this. Some of their infantry's coming back, and now the Beastmen infantry is starting to wear down a little. But there's still some Ungor Raiders left. The Beastmen don't have their lord. The peasant bows over here are firing away at the Ungor Raiders, but they may get charged by spears over here. The Centaurs regroup. They're going to get shot down by fire arrows, so they're going to shatter. These Ungor Raiders are probably going to rout, but they've done their damage. They're getting the Pegasus Knights. And the last of the Bretonnian infantry over here is forced off the battlefield. Pegasus Knights going to get into the archers here. They definitely need to try and get rid of those guys. It'll help rack up some more kills for them. And these Ungor Spear Herd regrouped into this Bretonnian archer, which actually had quite a bit of ammo and could have been a very critical unit, but there's warhounds around too, and those warhounds would have made easy work of those guys as well. Look at this. Lewin just dive bombs right into the blob of Beastmen infantry. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, because Lewin is doing extreme damage to him. If he can drop the Sword of Couronne, yep, there's a rear charge from Pegasus Knights. If he can get a decent rear charge here and drop the Sword of Couronne or something, could be a big deal. Not sure what the Pegasus Knights are up to. They're just looking for the right rear. Yeah, look, there it comes. There comes the Terror, and it's going to happen right next to the white line. So Bretonnia looked like they were completely out of this game, but the Beastmen blobbing up all their infantry right here by the white line is going to end up leading to some very disastrous results. Now, I don't think that the Beastmen have anything left that can actually kill Lewin. I think he's going to tear his way right through all his infantry. Look at that, all the Beastmen infantry terrified right off the side of the map. 154 kills on these Pegasus Knights as well. Absolutely brilliant. Those Warhounds would be very useful over here to poison Lewin, because Lewin is just beating the living crap out of this infantry. And then the rear charges here are going to be more than the Beastmen can handle. Lewin's going to terrify the Sword of Couronne there too. So look at that, the king, folks, the king, Lewin Leoncoeur, coming in here like WWE SmackDown style. Not scared at all to purge his lands of Beastmen. I really thought the Beastmen had this one. That was interesting. It's kind of a fun one. Very close battle, and it didn't end the way that it looked like it was going to end. If the Beastmen could have held on to more of their Centaurs until a little bit later, then the Centaurs would have helped make short work of Lewin if they could have caught him on the ground with some Warhounds. The Warhounds would have poisoned him, and the Centaurs would have caused tons of armor-piercing damage. But up against all that Beastmen infantry, Lewin is just going to have his way. Now some of these Ungor Raiders regrouped, and they might be able to destroy what's left of the Pegasus Knights. Yeah, the Pegasus Knights are taking damage, but I'm assuming the army losses are about to be mounted here. One last charge for the Pegasus Knights, and then Lewin now 208 kills and climbing. Woo! That King Lewin. That was pretty awesome. Do hope y'all enjoyed that one. Thanks to Jeffrey Bob and Z Captain. It was fun watching that, guys. Man, those Warhounds did get some kills, but they didn't pick up a chevron, so very interesting. Looks like all the extra money was thrown into the Harpies. I like that they use Malagor, and that is a huge Beastmen army. It is huge. Hoping that probably just overwhelmed the Bretonnians. That was a lot of archers for Bretonnia, very reminiscent of past patches, really. More kills than I thought the Field Trebuchet would get, but again, no chevron. 2 chevrons picked up on the Pegasus Knights, and then Lewin right there. Good grief, man. What a man-beast. Do hope y'all enjoyed these battles. Appreciate MSI sponsoring the channel, and I am loving this. I love making this stuff for you. Tell me more in the comments about what you want to see, what kind of battles you want to see. Like I said, Norsca will be coming up. I will find a way to get some closure to the Beastmen campaign, but be patient. It's going to be a while out. I had some folks send me some more Rome 2 replays today, so we'll get to those probably later on this week. And I will see you soon. Heir of Carthage, signing out.